Hey folks, Amber Bradaway here. I am bringing you this update from one of the most glorious days of the season. We are now at 325 inches and we have a base of nearly 100 inches, and this mountain is skiing as well as it ever has. This filming is happening over the President's holiday weekend, and it is just tremendous out here. From the groomers to the bumps to the gates, it's top rate. Today, I'm really excited to be joined by a couple members of our ski and ride leadership team. We're gonna talk to you a little bit about some of the different programs we have going on, and then we're gonna wrap up with these guys giving us a couple of cool tips and tricks that we might work on. So with me here is Jacob Levy. He is our director of snow sports. And here we have Amelia Lewis, who is one of our children's supervisors. Amelia, remind me, didn't your parents work here?
They did. They both worked in ski school here.
Okay. And so you grew up here, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Amelia is one of those true Solitude homegrown. It's great to have her. And Jacob just joined us this year from Colorado, so we're really psyched. Jacob, tell us a little bit about some of the cool programs that we have offered in Ski and Ride this year.
Yeah, our standard programs are our daily lessons and private lessons, kids and adults, and we do have a minis program for 3- and 4-year-olds, which is super awesome. They get kind of a ski experience as well as some fun stuff that they do inside. We also offer these specialty programs trying to give people more bang for their buck. And one of the best ones right now is for Women on Wednesdays. We just wrapped up our session 1 with our biggest groups ever.
Yep.
And we're gonna start session 2 on February 28th. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Awesome. And so we're still looking for more participation there. That's a great program where ladies get to ski with lady coaches and just kind of have camaraderie and just kind of build community as well as get better.
Yeah, I got to pop into one of the lunches towards the end of this first session, and they were having so much fun. They just raved about the experience. And then just circling back to the minis, my little one, Cedar, I don't think she's been on camera yet. We'll get her there, but she's enjoying this minis program where she goes in from 9 to 3 as a 3-year-old, and within like about six lessons, she is now fully independent skier on Link. It's unbelievable.
Awesome.
You guys have done a great job.
That's awesome.
What about one of that program called, like, is it Hot Laps or?
Yeah, we have what's called experience products if
Okay.
you're looking on the website, and there's a couple out there. The Hot Laps is a morning private lesson from 8 to 9. Especially on a powder day, it's awesome because you can just maximize those runs in and really just get the most out of the powder that's available until the rest of the lifts open up.
Yep.
And then we do a program called Solitude Guides, which is specifically going to be staffed with people like Amelia who know this mountain like the back of their hand.
Yep.
And that's for people who, they don't necessarily want a lesson per se,
Yeah.
but they want to be able to explore places. This mountain has so many little hidden gems that if you're just looking at the trail map, you might not be able to get to that place that you want to. And our private lessons, as well as the Solitude Guides and the Hot Laps, they're not priced per person. You can actually break that price down up to 5 people, which makes it cheaper than most group products.
Yeah. And the other thing is that's a great way to get, you do get to use the ski and ride school lines at the lifts.
Yep.
So it is a great way to get ahead on that if that's something that you're looking for. Amelia, talk to us about some of the cool programs that we have going on for kids.
Right now, we are in just our holiday break of our multi-week cruisers program. So unfortunately, that one has started for the remainder of the season. But if you've participated in it, it's either a 6 or 8 week product.
Yep.
Where kids stay with one coach for the entirety of 8 weeks, and they ski with the same kids and the same coaches, so they can all develop together, build great relationships with other guests as well as the staff. We do 2 sessions of that, and then we have other, besides just daily products, we have school groups that are kind of wrapping up, as well as all of our Share Winter programs, which most have started for this season. We do have 2 more coming up with the Boys and Girls Club and the YMCA of Salt Lake that is funded by Share Winter.
Yeah. And so these seasonal programs, my daughter is also in one of these cruiser sessions. And one thing that I found is just like for her to find her friends, and then like getting her to come here, like watching her progress is like, it's unbelievable. I can't emphasize enough how awesome it is for kids to be learning with their friends.
Yes.
It just totally makes the whole experience very different. Now, these cruisers programs, while they have started, you could hop in still if people wanted to do that. Are we able to accommodate anybody? Do we have any openings available?
Our Saturdays are open
Okay.
to certain cases, but
Yep.
our Sundays are completely booked.
Sundays, I'm full. So if you're interested in this and you want to try to get in, we do have some availability on Saturdays. All right. Awesome. It's so fun to learn about all of the great teaching that we have here at Solitude. So Jacob and Amelia, maybe you could give, I always think it's really fun to also just all of our just regular pass holders, like what are some cool like tips and tricks that you could share for them that they might be able to work on the next time they're out on the hill?
Yeah, so I know one of the things that Solitude has is a lot of advanced terrain. And sometimes people might find it a little challenging to go from that green to that blue or that blue to that black.
Yep.
So one of my favorite things to do, and there's a whole bunch of different techniques here, but it's kind of called terrain simulation. How can we make a green feel like a blue? Or even how can we make a groomed run feel like a bump run before we try going into the bumps? So we can do some things that will simulate some of the ways that you're going to experience the bumps once you're in there.
Yep.
And I think we can play with that a little bit right here.
Cool.
So you want to just get right into that and
Yeah,
show
let's go do
kind of
it.
a drill?
Yeah.
Awesome. You want to, we've done this before.
We're doing dolphins?
Dolphins. Yeah. So we're gonna go down this little zone right here, and I don't know if you want to get to another place, but we're going to simulate what it's like to be in bumpy terrain by moving our legs in the way that we're gonna have to when we get into the bumps. For a snowboarder, this is gonna be a little bit different than for a skier, but the outcome is gonna be the same. We'll be stable when we get into the bumps.
Okay.
Start changing edges. Yeah. Nice job.
So what were we doing there?
So you might hear it called as a dolphin turn if you talk to an instructor, but essentially what we're doing is we are getting our tips off the ground before we get our tails off the ground. And when the tips come off the ground, then the tails come off the ground, the tips touch back down. If you have a mogul, that's gonna be what has to happen anyway. The ski tips are gonna go up first, or the snowboard nose first. And then as you get to the top of that mogul, you're gonna need to be active and get your tips or your nose to start moving down. So for a snowboarder, the front leg before the back leg. And for a skier, thinking about using the ankles and extending a little bit before we start using the knees. And then we're gonna point the ankles or point the toes down before we get the tips or tails down.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. Those are awesome tips and tricks here from Jacob and Amelia. Thank you guys so much for being on this today. And then by the time this airs, some of the cool things that are coming down the pipe. So at the end of this month, we will be hosting the Ski Mountaineering National Championships, also called the Powder Keg, the Wasatch Powder Keg. We're really excited about that. We've got an IFSA competition coming up. So that's a big mountain free ride-like competition. And then heading into March, you know, that's going to be Women's History Month, and we're really excited about International Women's Day in early March. So I look forward to seeing you guys out on the hill here in a couple weeks.